Hello, my name is Chris, and today I'm going to talk about the updates to the channel. It's the year-end review. As of today, January 3rd, there are 5,825 subscribers, which is kind of awesome. It goes up about 120, 150 a month, which is nice. I get about 6,500 views per month. Multiply that by 3 minutes to know the watch time, because that's the average watch time, three and a quarter minutes. The videos I come out with usually once a week are in French and English. The last 365 days, I've had 84% male, 16% female. 71% of the viewers are between 25 and 54 years old. The most viewed country is the USA, followed by France and Canada. They're tied, but all three together make well over 70% of the views. Interestingly, 663 subscribers have notifications on, which I find supremely annoying, but good for those subscribers. On average, 3.8% of my view minutes come from subscribers, and the rest come from non-subscribers. And this bodes well if you are listening automotive manufacturers, because subscribers are not buying cars all the time. Non-subscribers usually are, right? Because they're shopping. The most watched video of the last 365 days was not a car review, it was a camera review. The Canon M100 review that I did, which is an excellent review. And the most watched car, if you combine English and French, was the Mazda CX-3. That is the most watched video of cars 2019 only. So milestones for this channel, I hit 5,000 subscribers recently, which is kind of nice. This fall, and I noticed that the revenue started going up ever so slightly. So it seems, I don't know if the algorithm in terms of how much, not the algorithm, but in terms of how much YouTube charges advertisers to show videos goes up when your channel has more than 5,000 subscribers. I don't know how that works, but I noticed a spike there. And also another milestone is I got cars myself personally, not a third party, but myself lent cars from Kia Canada, which is nice. Nissan Canada, which is nice. And also I'm getting Honda in a few weeks. So that's kind of nice. Kind of like one of the advantages of a channel that's growing consistently. I also got free entry into the Montreal Car Show last year. Not on the press day, but on all the other days, which is kind of nice. And I did produce an awesome video for that. Quality improvements over 2019. Well, I got a new iPhone, which means I can now record a 4K in 60 frames a second, which makes high quality slow motion shots, which I've been able to put to my videos, which is kind of nice. Also, a new microphone for French viewers. My French videos, it's Ross and myself that are talking, and now the sound quality is acceptable, I find. Before it wasn't so acceptable. Also, I did buy quite a bit of royalty-free music for the quality of the listening experience. Also, my video and cinematography skills increase over time. That's just naturally. It's not something I actually worked on that much, but it's just something that just happens over the course of time. I did buy a lens for my Panasonic, though I am not using it because it's not really useful. However, I must say it doubles as a travel lens for my camera. Also, my video card on my computer died, so I had to buy a new one. I bought a top quality one, so there you go. But you don't really see that in the videos. Improvements for 2020. Well, I'm probably going to invest in a new narration mic just to improve the sound quality there. Also, just maintain this output. Ross and I, in case for those of you who don't know, Ross is a guy I do videos with. He's an army brat, or at least he used to be, and he gets access to the press suite because he writes for the army newspaper. So he comes over to my house and he lets me drive the cars, try them out, and do reviews. That's normally how it does it. I usually get 1, 2, sometimes 3 hours with the car to do a review, to film them, and to give you my thoughts. It's really short. So just in terms of output, Ross and I had, at one point in time, I told him, listen, I can't take it anymore. I can't go over to your house and go review these cars every week. I'm doing 2 videos per week, one in French, one in English. It was just too much work. And Ross said, no problem, Chris, I'll come over to your house. So now I'm still making 4 cars a week, except Ross comes over. So that's kind of like our arrangement now. So just maintaining the output for me is enormous. I have a full-time, in fact, more than a full-time job apart from this hobby. Interestingly enough, from a revenue point of view, which is sort of more or less not interesting, but nevertheless, for those of you who are fans of the show and want to know, well, there was a spike in revenue in terms of just, not that I'm getting more views, it's just that ever since 5,000 subscribers, and I think during the last 3 months of the year, YouTube was charging advertisers a lot for advertising, and that really spiked the advertising. It's still not a money-making operation. It's on paper, at least, a money-losing operation. So it's not like that. However, I'm feeling comfortable to say that I am no longer an amateur YouTube outfit. I am a semi-professional YouTube outfit. The quality is much more consistent, and it's like, although the rates of increase have not gone up substantially in terms of subscribers or viewership, it maintains itself. It maintains itself well, you know. So it means people keep coming back, or at least I'm getting as much people as I'm losing. So that's always a sign of things that are doing okay. What else? What are the other improvements that I want to do? Also, I've been noticing a few things. The drive segment, the part where I'm ad-libbing, I find that's the area which perhaps needs most improvement within, of course, the very limited time frame that I have. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to draw up, a sheet of paper, and on a sheet of paper put down the qualities. What are the qualities of a compact sedan or hatchback, and name those what I think people are looking for, and then refer to that while I'm on the drive to make sure that the comments are the most useful to the potential buyers. This is a car buyer's guide channel, essentially. I'm helping you buy a car by giving you an overview of the qualities of that car. This is not a bashing channel. My job is not to bash on manufacturers. My job is to highlight qualities and perhaps 1 or 2 shortcomings of the vehicle to help you buy a car. Or if you're just interested in the car world, just in 5 to 10 minutes, pick up interesting information about cars you're interested in. So that is the goal of the channel. It's not a mechanics channel. I'm not a mechanic. I do know mechanics. I do take an interest in mechanics, but I'm not somebody who does the engineering aspect. I'm somebody who does, what is it like when you're driving? How does it feel like? And what would it be like every day of your life compared to others? So that's really the goal of the channel. And it's meant to be fun. It's also meant to encourage car ownership. There's that element too. So that's the 2020. Right now I'm going to talk about what my top 5 cars for 2020 were. So here they are. So these are in no particular order. All right. So these are the cars that I tried since the last time I presented my top 5. So here it is. The 2019 Toyota Camry. I thought the reliability, the exterior design, the interior quality. I've rarely seen such a reliable brand make such a competitive product. Often reliability comes at the cost of interior design, exterior design, driving dynamics. There's always some enormous compromise. And I would say that the price, although higher than its rivals, is relatively similar to its rivals, and the quality is excellent. I would say it's near the front of the pack in terms of exterior styling. I would say it's near the front of the pack in terms of just general comfort. I would say also the interior quality is excellent. It's really not that far off the Mazda 6 or something like the Honda Accord. Very similar, actually, I would say. So that's one of them. Another car that I drove was the Honda Insight, the 2019 Honda Insight. I think for an alternative propulsion system, and I include hybrids in that, I thought that was the most dynamic vehicle that I drove, in the sense that you don't feel that you are so shortchanged. I find most hybrids or electric vehicles, I find when you're sitting inside or you're driving it, you kind of feel where they cut a lot, you know, or the price is just over the top. In this vehicle, I thought that it didn't need a rebate to almost make sense, which may not sound like much, but I thought it was I thought it blew me away. And also in terms of its non-green styling, it doesn't look like a science project. So that I really liked about that. The 2019 Hyundai Veloster N was another one of my choice. I just find Kia and Hyundai, I know they're different companies, but they're kind of like the same. They just took it up a notch in terms of driver fun, well-balanced, driver-centered cockpit, just the right amount of power it seemed. And of course, if you want more comfort, I would probably hit the GTI. But just in terms of the pure fun factor, I think the Hyundai Veloster will like really hit new highs in the category for the price. The BMW 330i is here, even though I find I think the argument could be made that perhaps the G70 for similar price is better. And I understand those arguments. It's just that I find that styling, that European styling, puts it over the top. I just think it just went way ahead of Audi and Mercedes in this latest version. The only real flaw I thought was the quality of the base leather. And when that's your only flaw, it's a big flaw, but I mean, I still think they're edging out the competition a little bit. Though if you buy a G70, you're certainly a smart person for doing so. And especially if you want more power, or if you want more everything, right? You go with the G70. I think it's a styling, and styling is important in that category. It is the premium category, not the non-premium category. And the last one I would say is the 2020 Kia Sportage that I tried. I would have to say perhaps I couldn't, like some weeks I thought it was the 2019 Hyundai Tucson, other weeks I thought it was the 2020 Kia Sportage. I would put a caveat on that. If you pay a lot for gas and you do more than 20,000 kilometers a year, maybe it would not make that list. But if you're in the 20,000 kilometer a year range or less, I think it's a great vehicle. It's a great value. The suspension is good. The interior space is good. Great seats. It's the right size, especially that the Sportage. The seats are incredible. It's great everything except the engine is a bit thirsty. I mean, that's really the vehicle's only flaw of the Sportage. So it's the stuff. I think they edge CX-5 and RAV4, though the arguments could be made for those vehicles. I just think they're just a tremendous value, and that is it. So honorable mention to manufacturers. Last year, Toyota got the honorable mention. I thought Toyota is a company which really improved, I thought, when I was driving their 2018 models. In 2019, I have to say the Kia products have all been flawless or nearly flawless. You could argue perhaps that Mazda is just as good, and you could argue perhaps Honda is just as good. They have a very competent lineup. But I just think Kia is turning up the noise in terms of like their game, and they address their shortcomings. And that's the sign of a good manufacturer, is they're addressing their shortcomings and they're making their vehicles better and better and better. Whereas I think Mazda are doubling down on their qualities, i.e. interior quality, exterior styling, and perhaps not addressing some of their shortcomings, such as interior space, for example. So those are my thoughts for the year. I hope you enjoy the channel and keep on watching. And I think you should, if you like what you saw last year, you like what you will see this year. And I'm always thinking about how to improve things. And that is it.